All right, so last weekend we had Pearl of C6, maybe Dirty Pearl, now with the yellow, I don't know. Anyways, we're out at VIR for Hyperfest and started running into the same problems. End of the day, it's hot, the track's hot. The car's running hot, like oil temps at like 270 if I keep pushing it. Coolant was fine, but just overall oil was running hot. So let's solve it. All right, so continuity, yep, different shirt, different day. All right, so just kind of walking through kind of what's gonna be happening right now. Now we got the intake off. We're gonna go ahead and remove this front radiator shroud. It's gonna allow us to cut these zip ties, pivot this AC condenser forward a little bit, just to give us some more room. After that, we're gonna go ahead and unclip all of these other radiator hoses, and we're gonna get ready to actually break the main hoses loose off the radiator. I'm gonna disconnect this radiator fan, which that is what it is down there. And we're gonna try to take this out all as one piece. If we're not, I'm gonna undo the two bolts. We have one low, one high on the opposite side that hold the fan shroud assembly in the back to the radiator. We'll then drop that, then drop the radiator. The radiator is just basically two little grommets that sit in a little receiver. So basically you lift it out of the hole, you can tilt backwards towards the engine and then drop down. Mine does have these little quick connects over here. That is for my trans and diff cooler. So we're gonna make sure that we do those and hopefully catch all that fluid and not make a mess. All right, so once you got the intake off, or the air inlet off, you can go ahead and start taking some of the hoses disconnected. Make sure you get yourself some play around here. I've started to go ahead and remove the fan assembly from the top. So you have two 10mm bolts. One's gonna be down low here, and the other one's gonna be up high on the passenger side. Go ahead and get those two removed, then the whole fan can start coming up. I found it's easier to go up because I only have to take off a couple of these hoses that I gotta move out of the way anyways. So go up instead of taking it out through the bottom. The thing is ready to be taken out completely right now. So I'm gonna do that. Got the passenger side hose to disconnect from the radiator, and then the radiator is ready to come off. All right, so if your car does have the Z51 or similar packages, you'll have these plastic end tanks on the side, and you'll have these quick connect lines. I had the same thing for the engine oil cooler, which I filled with JB Weld so it wouldn't leak, and then ran my actual oil cooler through the other side. This side though is the trans and diff cooler, and I've already effectively tried to drain the top one off. So this is gonna leak some amount of fluid. I don't know how much, but we're gonna disconnect that, and we got our catch can down here. And just like that, factory radiator is out, quite dirty. And we got a big open space up here. We'll need a vacuum off the front of this AC condenser. Yeah, everything else looks pretty good in here. So I'll show you this flange that I need to straighten out. So on this lower AC radiator or AC condenser, you can see that bracket's it's a bit tweaked in there. So we're gonna straighten that up a little bit, best we can without making a leak. And let's go ahead and get that thing unboxed over there. All right, and here's the core of what we're doing in this video. DeWitts high performance radiator. So on this radiator, I did choose to not have the engine oil cooler integrated on the driver's side, but I did choose to keep the passenger side transmission and diff cooler. I don't have a gauge for it, but I've never had any issues on track, so I'm assuming it's still good to go. So that's why I went with just keeping what I had factory, a little bit better, and then just upgrading the actual engine coolant side of things. So I just got the top off, but little guy, big honker. So it's a 3-finger width for this one, and this stalker a little bit bigger than my thumb, not even under 2 fingers. So 2-inch, 2 cores, 1-inch piece. Love it. All right, sorry about the fan, but
We went ahead and put our rubber bushings, feet, whatever you want to call them, on the new radiator. I thought I bought 2 of these quick connects, but I only bought 1, so that's coming from Summit in 2 days. Not the end of the world. And yeah, I got the front side of this already taped up. You can kind of see the tape here. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and throw on that fancy fan, really fancy and dirty, on this brand new radiator. All right, so while we're in here, we've got my center piece of the air dam, but I have this notch cut out for my oil cooler bracket. So I'm actually gonna be putting a new one on. Hopefully it can actually help with some cooling. Got it marked. We're gonna remove this center section, just like my old one. All right, so that top horn I've rotated, so now it doesn't hit the fitting for that lower part of the AC condenser, at least when I try to raise this out of the way. And for the first time in God knows how long, I have the center section of my air dam. And the radiator fan is kind of ready to go. I'm not sure where, but I lost one of these, so I'm gonna go buy another one of those tomorrow. And then my other quick connect. Yay. All right, we finally got our last piece. This is the last quick connect that I needed. Note to self, if buying the radiator from DeWitt, just go ahead and get 2 of them from their website. They're not sold in pairs for whatever reason. But yeah, we're done. Time to throw it in the car. All right, and just like that, we've got our new upper hose, our new lower hose, brand new DeWitt radiator installed in the car. We're currently filling with water, at least while I'm buttoning the rest of the stuff back up. One thing that makes it a lot easier, little spray bottle with some soap and water. That makes getting the hose on significantly easier. The bead on the nipple is significantly larger than in this little lip on the stock radiator. You will need to use bigger hose clamps to be able to get over it. All right, and we are now done. So we've got all the factory plastics and shrouds and whatnot back on top of the engine. Can't really even tell. So that dripping noise you hear is intentionally draining all the fluid out of the radiator. This is now the second flush that I've done. I'm switching over from 50/50 antifreeze, Dexol, or Dexcool and whatever else. And hopefully I don't overflow the bucket. But yeah, we're switching over to water and just regular water. So yeah. But all in all, it's a pretty straightforward project. Just move stuff out of the way, or remove it to get it out of the way. Take off, put on, really not much to it. But if you haven't already put a new thermostat in and you're going through all this process, probably a new water pump, new thermostat, probably a good idea. I did that last year, so I'm not gonna do that now. I do have new hoses on, and I've got the spare hoses right behind me that are just gonna go with me to the trailer. And they're going to become spares. Hopefully I never need them. Same thing with the belt that I just got, and hopefully never need it. I did put a new radiator cap on, or I'm going to be having it on after I finish flushing and refilling. But yeah, I don't know what pressure the cap saw, but it was hot, like 270 coolant. So I can only imagine the pressure that the system was under. Maybe not. The reason I say maybe not is because the radiator itself just overflows itself back into here. So anything that's actually overfill is going to come up and go through this drain tube. So that should help alleviate some pressure. Nonetheless, it is a pressure valve or pressure cap. So go ahead and replacing it, it's 10 bucks. Anyway, so that's really all we got on this project. We have the new DeWitt's radiator. I do need to top off the fluid for the trans because I had to drain whatever was in my radiator, my stock radiator. So top that back off. Finished flushing the system, complete that. I have the new air dam on the car. Hopefully I don't rip it off the first time I'm going down the driveway, but we'll find out. And then we'll have to get to step 2 on the cooling product for next video. Spoiler, hood louvers. But thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. I don't really know how much I filmed. I definitely didn't film anything on tripod, so sorry. I'm a bad YouTuber. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.